Good morning, students. We have already completed up to 5th chapters. Today we are going to start new chapter, Changes Around Us. Everything around us changes with time. Some changes can be noticed immediately, some others after some time, while some others go unnoticed. There is always a cause for a change. In this chapter, we will learn something about such changes and their causes. We can see many changes in our day-to-day activities. Some changes may be reversible or irreversible. Some changes may be temporary or permanent. Now we have to understand how changes occur in our day-to-day activities. There must be something that brings a change. So let's understand the ways to bring a change. The change can be caused in many different ways. For example, by mixing, change will occur. By applying force or pressure, also changes will occur. Third, by heating. And fourth, by mixing and heating, also changes will come. So let's understand first changes caused by mixing or stirring. Mixing of two or more things together can bring a change. For example, when we mix sugar with water, sugar disappears in water and water taste becomes sweet. There is no solid crystals of sugar are seen there in the solution. This change is called dissolution. The water containing the dissolved sugar is called solution. A solution gives the properties of the substance dissolved in it. That means sugar dissolved in water. That is why the taste of this solution is sweet. There are some important points to understand. There are different substances in our surrounding. Some of them are soluble in water, some of them are not soluble in water. So let's understand these points. The substances which dissolve in water easily are called highly soluble substance. Now, the substances which dissolve in water to a reasonable extent only are called soluble substances. The substances which dissolve in a small quantity are called partially soluble in water. But there are many substances which do not dissolve in water are called insoluble in water. Now, the next is changes caused by force and pressure. A push or pull acting on a body which tends to change its state of rest or motion is called a force. Here you can understand by giving an example. So dear students, first of all we have taken a football. When you kick that ball, you made it in motion, and the same ball when it is in a rolling position, you stop it by applying a force. That is only said to be change in a state of rest or motion. Force is denoted by F, that is capital F. A force can change the shape or size of any object or substance. So let's understand by some different example. When an inflated balloon is pressed between two hands, its shape and size change you must have done in your life. When a bag of wheat flour is pressed, its shape changes. In fact, it can be given any shape. When a spring is pulled, its shape and size also change. Foam or a sponge can be compressed by applying force on it. The shape of toothpaste tube changes on squeezing.
Now the next topic is changes caused by heating. Dear students, we all know that heat is a form of energy. Whenever any object or substance is heated, it gets affected in one or other way. Some of the materials can change their shape and size also on heating, but some of the materials can't change their shape and size on heating. So let's understand. Certain objects or substances simply get hot on heating and do not change in any other way. For example, when we cook any dish in pressure cooker, the cooker and its handle get hot but their shape remains unchanged. Another example you can take. When we pour hot tea in a cup, the cup also gets hot but its shape or size doesn't change. But there are certain things begin to burn on heating. You can take some example. Dry grass or a scrap of paper burns faster than a log of wood. Wood and coal need much longer heating before they start burning. So they are going to change their shape and size, and they can produce the new product also. So these are the changes due to the heating. Now there are certain things get hot and also expand on heating. All substances, solids, liquids and gases expand on heating. That is, on heating there is an increase in their size. On cooling they return to their original size. So heating and cooling any object is a reversible change. So first of all, let's understand what is reversible change. Dear students, you must have seen ice, water and vapor. These three states of matter, these are only of water. Water in the liquid state, ice is in the solid state and vapor it is in gaseous states. How they get changed one state to another? When we freeze water, it converts into ice. When ice melts, it converts into water. So you can see water into ice and ice into water. We can change their state by applying the heat and increasing the temperature, you may say, or decreasing the temperature we can bring in previous condition. So this kind of change is called reversible. Again, when water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, it starts to evaporate and convert into vapor. Again, when we vapor cool, it condenses and convert into liquid state. It is also the kind of reversible change. Means that here it return to the original state. So here we can take this example also and some another example also. See, this process heating and cooling finds many useful applications in industry. See, for example, in fixing iron rim on the bullock cart wheel. Bullock cart have wooden wheels. You must have seen it. These wooden wheels are fitted with iron rim to make them last longer. The iron rim is made slightly smaller than the diameter of the wooden wheel. The iron rim is heated in dry dung cake fire. Due to the rise in temperature, it expands. When we heat this iron rim, it expands. This hot iron rim is then put on the wooden wheel. When we adjust the wooden wheel in this iron rim and cooled by pouring water over it, on cooling the iron rim contracts and hold the wheel firmly. Means that after cooling the rim come into the original shape and it adjusted it.